and welcome back to Scarlet Rage Vintage. And if you don't know who this woman is, then you have been living under a rock. It is, of course, Laurie, aka Greyhound Vintage.
Hi guys.
We thought we would do a video talking about how to get the best vintage. This is coming from someone who sells vintage, me, and who buys vintage. And it's sort of the do's and the don'ts for when you're buying vintage. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, do, because we are about to get deep, girl. Deep. First of all, let's talk about buying vintage, sourcing vintage. Where do you buy most of your vintage from, except for me?
Obviously I buy a lot from you.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Yeah.
But the internet is a wonderful thing.
It is.
So I do buy a lot from the internet. I do buy quite a lot from Instagram.
Yeah.
I do buy from Etsy. And I occasionally buy from eBay, although not very often.
Do you go through hashtags? Like
I don't use hashtags. How do I find stuff? It just kind of
lands on your lap.
It just kind of pops up in my feed.
Okay.
But then on my Greyhound Vintage profile, I only follow about 1,500 people, and most of them are vintage dealers.
Okay.
So all I see in my feed is like vintage stuff. But I do miss things occasionally. If things come up and I really like them, then I'm like DM that person straight away. Like,
okay, so you don't like go through the hashtags or
no, I don't actually.
Now she's thinking.
Maybe I should.
I know a lot of people tag you in things that I think.
Yes, and like I love all of my followers for that, and the fact that they like look out for me.
How do you feel, because there's a lot of people now putting things up and saying tag, I'll give a tag when this is available. Are you liking that sort of situation?
So I sell a little bit as well, so I have a selling page, and obviously have gotten into that tags if requested situation, just because it's a semi-easy way to let people who you think might be interested in your things know when something's finally going up for sale. Yeah. So tag requests are quite a commonplace thing. From a buyer's point of view, it is like a heart attack waiting to happen, frankly. Yeah. If something's particularly popular, I won't even bother requesting a tag, because I think my name is going to come up so late in the game that thing's going to be like long gone. I will generally DM people if I see something that I like. And either they will sell it to me, which some of them will, or some of them will say, I have tag requests to honour. Yeah,
I have done tag requests on...
How do you find them?
I hate them.
Yeah.
It's a dyslexic's nightmare. Like 90% is, please just send me a DM.
Yeah. From a buying point of view, I prefer for a seller to put up the item, ideally with all the measurements. Yeah. Ideally with a price. Yeah. Ideally. I do understand why people don't. I do understand why people don't.
Well, because social media is such a sort of communicative thing, that I feel like leaving like a price allows me to have more of a dialogue with the client. Do you know what I mean? And build up a relationship. And I mean, I used to have a shop for 5 years, so my relationship with my clients was face to face every single day.
And it's a big part of your vibe as well.
I love having communication with people. I don't. Yeah, you don't. The two things that I'm not going to be game for when you have a conversation with me via DM is that you don't say hello. And you don't say thank you. So when you're starting a conversation, you're just like, what's the price?
Basic manners.
Yeah, that to me is sort of like, hi, how are you? Thank you very much for your DM, you know. And then also the other issue is, I saw this on someone, I want something like this. So they give me their measurements, and then for them to tell me that my price is too expensive. If I've asked you for a budget and you've told me that you will pay whatever it is for the right piece, I'm going to show you a variety of things. And I think a lot of people are not understanding that these days, that trying to find and source vintage, especially from like where I specialize, from the 1920s to the 1950s, is not easy.
How to be the kind of buyer that will
constantly get good
the good stuff, What are your kind of top 5 tips?
Be polite.
Yeah.
Number 1, be polite. 2, show a general interest. You're gonna make more of a friendship with the vintage dealer than just going, give me that, I want it now. Ah! Don't overstep the boundaries. Don't be too demanding. Ask for a discount if you have been buying for a long time off that dealer. Or
if something's been up for a long time.
Yeah, if something has been up.
Because you will more likely be happy to discount it if it's been
there for a while.
Yeah.
But don't go leading in with that. Speak to people how you would like to be spoken to. I think that's a huge thing. And how do you feel like you build relationships with vintage dealers?
I mean, you know, without being crass, if you spend a lot of money with people, then they are more inclined to kind of help you out because they know that you spend.
Yeah, true.
I'm not going to say that spending money is the only way that I build good relationships. I try to adhere to everything that you've just said in terms of I'm polite to people.
Yeah.
I ask them how they are. Generally, I've got to know them a little bit, so I have a little bit of a conversation about things that are going on in their life as well. Basically, if you are polite and you're nice and you act like you are speaking to an individual person, which you are, not a huge faceless kind of corporation. You're dealing with individuals on a very kind of personal level.
This is their business.
It's their business.
Like, it's their business.
And it's just nice to be nice.
We're going to stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will list all of Laurie's information down below. I hope you like this video. Doesn't she look fit? Yes, she does. But thank you and bye!